Dating in San Francisco. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. If you guys don't know me, my name's Jermaine. I live in San Francisco. I used to travel a lot before this whole pandemic started, and lately I've been doing a lot of live streams. And in my live streams, people always ask me the same question. Ask me dating related questions like, Jermaine, who are you dating? Why aren't you dating anyone? How is the dating scene in San Francisco? So I thought I would sit down and make a video talking about that. I found this really nice, beautiful park right here in the financial district. I just wanted to show you guys for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, let's just sit down and talk about this here really fast. Maybe you guys are already sitting down. I guess I'm already sitting down. But anyway, let's talk about dating here in San Francisco. So first off, apps. Dating apps. Now, if you're watching this video and you want to move to San Francisco in the future, or you're watching this video, I'm not trying to discourage you in any way. I'm just giving you my perspective and some of the things I've experienced, and I'm just going to use some examples here. So dating apps. Dating apps is like the way to go, especially with this quarantine. You know, our city's been on lockdown for like 3 months now. So people have been using dating apps more than ever before. Now, the problem I've always found with dating apps, especially here in SF, is maybe people aren't real on dating apps, or maybe it's just girls that maybe they just want to talk, but they don't want to meet up. Just right now, like I've been messaging like 5 different girls like frequently on Facebook, and like they don't want to meet up. They don't want to see each other. They don't want to like ever meet. They just want to like just chat online, and it's like, okay, it's kind of weird. I also noticed like dating apps just don't really work well for me. A lot of times when I'm scrolling through dating apps, like I'll look at like girls' profiles and I'm thinking like, I mean, come on, dude, like look at this girl's photos. I mean, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you actually have to have a little common sense, like, you know, this girl's probably not going to date me, you know, and you can also read some of the things that they have to say, you know. So I find like the apps to be like just very off. Okay, now this is not necessarily the case for everyone, because I have heard a lot of people here just having a lot of success with dating apps. I guess maybe it's just hit or miss. Maybe I just have really bad photos or something, or maybe I don't have really good things to say in the about section, but I think I don't know. I think I'm a pretty awesome person. But dating apps, they just really don't work. Dating in general. What about just meeting people on the street? Well, meeting people on the street doesn't exactly work. This is something that I just don't do. Like I don't just walk up to chicks like on the street like, yo, what's up? Let me get your phone number. Like I would find that like very disrespectful. And for most chicks in the city, like they would just ignore you, or like they would just walk away, or they would just act afraid, or just look at you like you're gonna do something bad to them or something. So like that's something that like I wouldn't really, you know, do. What about places to go? Okay, so definitely there's places to go, but I guess for the past 3 months there hasn't really been places to go. But I guess I'm making this video like a current video. Well, I guess places to go to meet people in the city when we're on a lockdown would be the grocery store. Okay, so that would be Safeway or Whole Foods, or it would be a park or a beach. Now, the grocery store won't be the easiest place because everybody has a mask on. And who's very friendly in the grocery store when you got a mask on? Usually I can barely hear someone else when they're standing next to me and they're talking with a mask on. So like, I mean, the grocery store bans it. And once again, like in the city, you don't really just meet people like on the street. You know what I mean? Like you sort of meet people someplace, like you meet someone like at some sort of like business, you know, some sort of establishment. Like I met them at this coffee shop, I met them at the mall, I met them at a place like just randomly on the street. Like it can happen, but it's just like when you walk down the street, you're literally walking by like random people, you know what I mean? You know, at the end of the day, when I like sit here and think about it, it's really a question like I just can't really answer, because like dating apps simply don't work. And I also have a personal problem with dating apps, because I think that it's very difficult to meet someone through text, like through messages and through text. I think that's very difficult. But just because I think that doesn't mean that a lot of other people don't think that. I just find it just very difficult to meet someone in an app when I send someone a message and then they send a message hours later, and then I send a message hours later. Like, it's so hard to meet someone, and then you have all of these conversations going. Like right now I have all of these conversations going. Like just on Facebook I have like 5 conversations, but on Tinder I have like another 5 conversations, and I'm literally getting like nowhere with any of these conversations. Like no one really wants to meet. It was one chick that I was talking to on Facebook. I actually liked her photos a lot. Like she was a really, really cool looking chick. Like she was into traveling, she was into hiking and stuff like that. She was like outdoorsy. And from her photos, I thought she was cool. You know, she was fit. You know, like she, you know, looked like she could go hiking for, you know, lots of time. But she ended up like we ended up talking for quite a bit, and we're sending messages like back and forth. So it was going really, really good. And then it got to the point where like she's like, "Oh, so what do you do for a living?" And this is always a problem. In SF, especially on dating apps. Or if I just meet someone out, whenever I tell people what I do, it's like maybe, I don't know if they don't believe me or I don't know if they're jealous. I have no idea of figuring this out, because I usually know, like if it's a dating app, if I tell someone what I do, 9 times out of 10, like usually 9 times out of 10, they're going to stop talking to me. They're just going to stop talking to me. And if you're watching this video and you don't know who I am and you don't know what I do for a living, I make YouTube videos for a living. And I work with random apps, and you know I make like lots of money, you know, much more than lots of people working in these office buildings, you know. And like when I tell people this, like maybe they just don't think it's possible. Maybe they think I'm a liar. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe it's something that they want to do. You know, especially when I give someone my Instagram, which I don't even think my Instagram is that cool for the most part. Like I think it's just, I mean, yeah, there's like a couple random countries that I've been to, but it's not like it's like super fancy. It's not like I'm getting out of like Bentleys and I'm sleeping in the Hilton, you know. It's just like it's some international travel, but it's just basic stuff for the most part. And usually like I notice that like after I let them know who I am on social media, like it's usually like 9 times out of 10, it's a turn off. It's to the point now where I'll meet chicks on like Tinder and Facebook, and if we start talking, I'll just say to myself, bet as soon as I say what I do, you know, like Instagram, or as soon as I give her my Instagram, she's gonna be done. She's not gonna say anything else, you know. And that's usually the way it goes, like all the time. I like I said, I can't figure out why. One thing I've noticed, like when I'm outside the U.S., whenever I'm outside the U.S. and I tell anyone what I do, it's almost like people like it and they think it's cool. Like they think it's awesome. Like they want to know more about it. They're like, really? Like that's what you do for a living? Like this is really cool. But when I'm in San Francisco and I tell people what I do for a living, no one ever has that reaction. Ever have that reaction. Like it's always like they don't hear me, or they just don't believe me, or it's always that reaction. So I think I don't know, maybe that can have something to do with it. Like I've even went to great lengths of just like telling people that I'm just an Uber driver and just saying that I don't have Instagram. And believe it or not, like I've actually got laid using that method. It hasn't happened for a very long time. This was before Guatemala last year or something like that. But that actually worked. Like I completely like lied about what I did. I just said I drove Uber, and I just said I drove Uber, you know, and I didn't say anything else. And I mean that I don't know. Maybe it was the chick. Maybe I can't really explain it. I'm just like sort of making a random video, just like spilling out stuff, because people always ask me these questions in live streams, and I just really don't know what to say in live streams. When I came back to San Francisco on this international from traveling like internationally, I only wanted to stay in San Francisco just a couple months. So my whole idea was just not to even pay the dating scene any attention, like not to talk to anyone. And since I've been here, things have changed with the whole pandemic, and now I'm in San Francisco, and like I've been looking like crazy. And it's literally like spitting in the wind. Like I'm getting nowhere. Now, what about Oakland? People say, what about Oakland? Well, I mean, on dating apps, I'm definitely searching in Oakland too. You know, I think Oakland, maybe things will be a little bit different in Oakland, because Oakland, I would say people in Oakland, there's more, I don't know, how do I say this without saying this in a bad way? I want to say that people in Oakland are a little bit more open-minded than the city. I want to say now the city is more closed off, okay? And what I mean by that is like people don't really talk as much. Like I think people like sort of talk and congregate a little bit more in Oakland. So maybe I'll have to like sort of look in Oakland, but I don't know, or just not look, or just whatever. Like I don't really care. Hopefully I'll get a chance to travel soon, and I can just meet someone when I'm traveling, because that's like super dope anyway. Because if I did meet someone in SF, and if they didn't think like me, that would also be a problem. That could be a really big problem, because if they don't think like me, they're not gonna understand like some of the things that I do. And if they're the type of person that like works a 9 to 5, like our lifestyles are really gonna clash. This could explain the reason why when I meet chicks on dating apps, they just stop talking to me, because they look at what I'm doing, and they look at like, okay, don't want to talk to this dude. I don't know, for whatever reason, but maybe it could be something along the lines of my lifestyle and how it doesn't fit with their lifestyle. Because a lot of girls want a guy with a nice stable job, and I definitely don't have a nice stable job, but I have many streams of income. But see, that's one thing that you can't really tell people when you first meet them. Like, you don't tell people like everything. Versus if I work at a bank, it's like, oh, I work at a bank, or I work for Twitter. Like that's saying so much. But when you're self-employed, it's like, it's different. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I think if I like worked at a job, or like was in college or something like that, if I was like around the same people all the time, like dating would be easier, because I would be around more people like me. And this is one reason why I tell people, if you're watching this video and you want to move to San Francisco, like don't just think if you move here you're not going to be dating, because if you move here, you might be in a different social setting. Like, okay, you may come here to go to school, so you're around lots of people at school, so like you're probably not going to have the same dating problems that I'm having, or maybe you get a job at a company, and it's a cool company and there's lots of single people, or maybe you come to the city and you do something like you go to church and you get really involved in the church group, and you end up getting married, and then you have a partner, I don't know, to each its own. I thought I would make a video just talking about like my experiences of dating here. It doesn't really work well with me. Lots of guys like me, but I don't like guys. Like, I don't. I'm super gay friendly. I have nothing wrong with it, but at the end of the day, I like girls. Girls are freaking awesome. Like, it's the best part of life is getting laid with a chick. You know what I mean? At least that's what I think. Or maybe taking off on an airplane. I think that's pretty dope feeling. Or like riding a skateboard like down a really, really big hill. I think that's a really, really dope feeling. But no, I think having sex with a woman is so much better than all of that other shit, and probably everything else you can do in life. But anyway, if you guys like this video, new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video too, give me a thumbs up. And you want to see more videos like this from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's your boy in San Francisco. I'll be making some more random videos. But anyway, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. I've asked y'all to subscribe like 5 times. I feel like I'm begging. Out. Peace.